You don't sit around the child and tell the child what the father is doing and what the father is not doing. Those are not conversations that are for children. You do everything in your power to guard that child from resenting that person, because as I always say, kids are not stupid, and that person will make their own bed. Their father not being in their life or their mother not being in their life, all of it is trauma, but you want to do the best that you can to alleviate some of that trauma, and you just owe it to your kids to be present for them. If I swallow my fears, keep my message in a bottle, put a lock on my tears. Okay, so my day is fantabulous because, oh my god, I finally stopped bleeding. Like, y'all. Okay, let me tell y'all this while I'm doing my makeup. So I already put on my CeraVe Daily Moisturizing Lotion. If you don't have this, you need to get this. This is bomb for your skin, okay? It's just, girl, okay? And then I also put on my Laneige Mousse Moisturizer. Now, this is Bougie, but it was not expensive, honestly. Got it from Sephora the other day. So this is the Laneige. I love the packaging. You know, I'm a packaging hoa. And so when it comes out like this. You heard that? So it just goes like that. So I already have it on, but what the heck. So yes, y'all, I have finally stopped bleeding. So what happened was, okay, so I told my story about my IUD. If you're new here, my IUD fell out my body, right? After I had already gone to the ER to see, or not ER, but like a walk-in at the VA clinic to see what's going on with all this bleeding. So I went in as a walk-in, and you know, the dude told me that they visualized my strings or my Mirena, which a part of me never believed that anyway. So I wanted to get a second opinion. I got a second opinion, and they did all these tests, a transvaginal ultrasound, and they did an x-ray actually at an imaging facility to just ensure that this device wasn't just chilling in my body, and it was not, which means that it had fallen out. So since then, I haven't updated you guys again because I didn't want to keep sitting up here talking about bleeding and this and that, but this has really had me depressed, y'all, and I really just been trying to push through. But that means I have had to, like, stuff to do around the house, I can't do it, because anything I do that, let's just say you pick up something, blood, and I'm not talking about like a little bit of blood, y'all. I'm talking about, I was going through an overnight pad an hour, and I got to the point that I had to start doubling up overnight pads, like wearing 2 at one time, just so that the blood didn't go through to my underwear, because my boyfriend and I tried to have a date night because my parents came in town, and you know, they wanted to see us, and it was a disaster because we had to leave the place almost as soon as we got there. And it made me feel so bad because it's like, it's been so long since my boyfriend and I have been intimate, and I'm sorry, but this is part of it. Like, but of course he's very patient, but it just really bothers me that this one thing is causing, you know what I'm saying, our love life to change. In which, I mean, we're still together, we're still good, we are good. As a matter of fact, the issues that we did have didn't have anything to do with bleeding. It's just, you know what I'm saying, we need to learn how to communicate type of thing, and we are working on that. But everything else, like, no. But you know, it's like you get to a point where it's like, okay, I know this dude know that he ain't got no buns in a good XYZ months or weeks or days, and it could just make you feel a way as a woman. And I know some women will say, well, then he just needs to wait. Hello, we are in the age of Instagram. If you haven't noticed, your man will get swooped up by one of these Instagram girls in a hot minute. No, not him. He's not like that, but let's just be realistic, okay? So anyway, and I'm using the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation. Same thing I've been using. But yeah, it can make you feel away. It can make you start to question yourself, and you know, it just wasn't a good feeling for me. And then everything, like, he had to do everything for me, and it just, like, I don't know, I'm not okay with that. I just felt weak. I went to the doctor yesterday, so this will be my new doctor out here in Charlotte, and I met an amazing doctor that just really had my best interest at heart, and she was from Afghanistan. And so for those who are unaware, I served a tour in Afghanistan, and it was interesting to meet a healthcare professional here in America from Afghanistan. Not that you don't meet them, but it was just interesting. And she told me about how she was a refugee and her parents died, and they killed everybody, and it was only her and her brother. And so we connected on a different level because she's a woman, and because she didn't agree with what that doctor put in the chart or anything. She just told me, you know, if you're going to the ER, and a lot of you may know this, but I didn't know this. If you're going to the ER for gynecological issues, then you need to request a gynecologist. And for my specific problem, all the bleeding, she said you need to request a estrogen IV. That's the only thing that is going to stop this bleeding. Because let me tell y'all something. I don't know if some of y'all don't know this, but they will try to give you a hysterectomy. Not everywhere, not all the time, but that's a lot of the reason why I just sat here and dealt with it for as long as I did. Because I've already gone to the doctor a few times, and I already know what's the first thing they're going to try to do is give me a hysterectomy. And now that's mainly for women of color, and that is something that is fact, okay? So I didn't want a hysterectomy. I don't want one, and I don't need one, and there are other options. So we discussed a ton of options, and she just was very, very, very kind to me and understanding, and she actually specializes in all of this. So, and she's also lived through ovarian cancer. So, you know, guys, it just felt real. It felt right, and it felt like God placed her in my path for a reason, and I'm just so grateful for it. And so she, you know, I look forward to seeing her at my next appointment. So anyway, yeah, so I was still bleeding. I stopped bleeding for 1 day after that IUD video. I stopped bleeding for literally 1 day, and then I got my period. And so the period, oh my God, was horrible. Like the blood clots were even bigger than they were when the IUD fell out, and it was just scaring me to death. But I'm so glad I talked to my mom, because this is actually a hereditary thing, us in these fibroids, and they are common in black women. So you need to go get yourself checked out, ladies, if you have heavy periods. But it was good to talk to my mom, because she reassured me that what I was going through was actually normal in terms of heavy bleeding period people. It's normal, and she told me what to do. And so I felt good that she came and told me that, because I was freaking out, and I was like, I do not want to go to the hospital because they're going to try to give me a hysterectomy. So she was like, no, you're good, you're good. So wonderful. I just feel good because I can just go get a wax. I can get all cleaned up. I can do things around the house. And it wasn't like I wasn't doing dishes or anything, but like, y'all, it just takes a lot out of you when you're bleeding for like 2 months like that. Like, it really took a lot out of me. I hadn't gone to the gym, as I stated already, and some of you are probably tired of me repeating this, but I just want to say thank you for listening, because number one, there's going to be women out here with these questions. There's going to be men with these questions. And I just want everybody to feel like this is a safe haven where we can talk about things, like even if it's hard to talk about, because I really didn't release this. Like, I wouldn't have had anybody to talk to about with this except for my mom, but I wouldn't have been able to help anyone had I not shared or been able to relate to anybody had I not shared this. So yeah, I'm just happy, y'all. I'm ready to clean up. I'm ready to get sexy, and I'm ready to be intimate. I really am. Like, you know, that's a part of the relationship that is so important that you don't notice that it's that important until it's gone. Like, that's a different level for you to connect with your significant other, especially when you have that connection already. Y'all, my lips look popping. Let me tell y'all what I put on my lips. So I messed around and bought 2 Dior products from Sephora. So I bought the lip glow oil, which is the cherry infused lip glow, and I love anything cherry, by the way. Okay, how cute. I feel so bougie when I pull this out. And I also got the Hollow Glow. So this is like a holographic glow lipstick, and I gotta figure out, how do you push it up? Oh wait. Oh, so easy. I'm so super. Okay, let me see. I know you can't really see it that well, but I mean, just look at the lips. And this is super bougie as well. Ah, we're the bougie girls. Oh my god, it feels so good to finally claim being bougie. Like, I've been denying it for so many years, but I'm just ready to just embrace it. And then I also got the Laneige lip sleeping mask in vanilla. Sorry, sometimes when I put on makeup, I don't know. Yeah, so this mask you can wear for 8 hours on your lips at night, and it really just smells like lanolin, honestly, but it's a ton of product in there. And I learned about this mask from Kyra Unique. She wears the pink one, but I'm wearing this one. 20 bucks. And I got this Kiehl's Creamy Eye Treatment with avocado. Okay, let's see if this has vitamin K in it, so my mom could get off my back. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, it's been working. Like, my eyes feel good. Look at all that product. Okay, so, and I also picked up this eyebrow pencil by the Sephora brand. You probably okay, you can't see it, but this is in the color medium brown, and I tried it on in the store. It goes on smoothly. Like, you know how I am with eyebrow pencils, I don't want to have to swipe them too many times or whatever, because that pulls out your eyebrows. But I believe it was like $12. It works really well. Those Dior lip thingies were $34 a pop, girl. I was feeling myself. Like, everything that I've been through here lately, I was like, I don't care, I'm getting it. Like, I don't care. I just was picking stuff up off the shelves. Like, yeah. And oh my god, I gotta tell y'all something else too. Y'all, why did me, my boyfriend, and my freaking ex-husband, aka Naja's dad, all go to TGI Fridays and got sat at the bar and just was drinking during the daytime, girl? It was CIAA weekend, and we had to do our little exchange with the kiddo, and you know, we just all having a drink. It's funny because people look at us like, what is going on here? And I'm just like, girl, nothing, just co-parenting, you know. So if you know what that's like, it's wonderful. It's so wonderful. It's just awesome. Like, the kid gets to see everybody getting along and nobody's stressed. I just love it. And I don't know if I told y'all or not, I forget, but we also went to breakfast with him and his friend about 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was me, Darren, Naja, Darren's kids, my ex-husband, and his female friend. I'm not sure what their status is right now, so I'll just call her his female friend. We all went to breakfast at this lovely breakfast spot on the boardwalk. And when I tell y'all, I'm barely pressing this in, okay? You need this. When I tell you, it was the most delicious breakfast, but I had a cold at the time, so they were drinking mimosas, and I couldn't drink any. which is fine. It was just fun. And then after that, his lady friend took my daughter to get her nails and toes done. And y'all, you just can't beat it. Like, if you're having a hard time co-parenting, I feel you, because it took us such a long time to get there. But it takes a lot of, well, it takes maturity. But for me personally, it just really took me standing my ground and making sure that anything that was discussed was in the best interest of my daughter. And he got on that same accord. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it took us quite a long time to figure it out. But you gotta really pick your battles. You gotta really, like, ignore every petty attempt, or, you know what I mean, anything that's not positive or having to do with your child. You really gotta just, you gotta do that little Kim. As soon as they start talking about something that don't benefit the kid, you just got, you gotta do that. I'm telling you, that's the only way. Because eventually they'll be like, all right then, well, when can I come get the kid? Like, that's just how it is. Like, they will do everything to get under your skin. I mean, everything. They will have a new girlfriend. They will have a new car. They will have anything to make you say something. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Anything to make you be like bitter. Anything to be able to put the bitter hat on you. Because once people can say, oh no, she my bitter baby mom, then people don't want to have anything else to do with you. But when you just out here taking care of your kid, focusing on yourself and leveling up and being the best version of yourself, and, you know, not having like a whole bunch of different guys in and out of your kid's life or whatever, you really gotta. What's up, y'all? So I finished my makeup and I don't know where we left off, but this is the finished look. Something simple. But y'all, yeah, so the thing about it, when you're trying to co-parent and you're dealing with somebody that's petty, you as a woman, your most important task is to be a good mom. Like, it doesn't matter what somebody says about you as far as how you dress, how you know, you don't want to be out here talking to different guys. If you have to talk to people and you want to date and you're going through like a child support battle, or, well, it really doesn't matter. But if you're concerned about your name being dragged through the mud, don't be. You have a right to live your life just like that person is living their life. Whether you know what's going on or you're just speculating about what's going on, it's now none of you guys' business what either of y'all do, as long as the person that they're going to have your child around isn't causing harm to your child or anything like that. So for me, you know, it's in my nature to keep my mouth shut until a certain extent. So it's easy for me to ignore. Like, I'm not gonna say I didn't entertain some things, but a lot of I'll ignore you like you were never born type ignore. You know what I'm saying? So you need to make that your mantra. If you're someone who has a difficult time shutting your mouth or letting things go or slide, because the thing with me is I don't let things go. I will let things ride until a certain extent, but I'm not gonna make myself look like an idiot or a fool or waste my time trying to explain myself to all these different people that still have the other person's interest over yours. If you're dealing with family members, friends, like, it's no point in you trying to prove how good of a mom you are. You prove how good of a mom you are by being a good mom, and nothing else matters. So eventually it will come to a point where everyone will see that. And I'm telling y'all, it could take 8 months, it could take a year, it could take 2 years before y'all are able to co-parent, because the problem is those feelings are still there, and sometimes men don't know how to be mature about dealing with their feelings, whether they've messed up in the relationship or maybe y'all both messed up. But when you decide that you can do better, whether it's just you choosing yourself or you choosing someone else, you're going to see a whole different side to that person. So be prepared for it. You're going to think you know a person, but you do not truly know a person until you live with them, you break up with them, or you move on. You know, they'll buy a new car that they can't afford. They'll, you know, get 100 girlfriends to try to throw in your face. And I don't know, I know some people have a hard time doing all that and dealing with that, and you want to yell at them, and you want to tell everybody on Facebook, and you want to say like, oh well, he, you know, he must have already been talking to her and da 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 da. Like, it really does not matter at this point. The only thing that you should be concerned about is that child. Oh, and that's on period. You don't sit around the child and tell the child what the father is doing and what the father is not doing. Those are not conversations that are for children. You do everything in your power to guard that child from resenting that person, because as I always say, kids are not stupid, and that person will make their own bed. And sometimes it takes a while, and sometimes people do change and they come around, and you can have a healthy co-parenting relationship. But that is one of the hardest things to do, is to co-parent sometimes. But it's so worth it to see your kids happy, and to know that they are loved on both sides is just a great feeling. So, you know, go through hell, but you will get through it. Now, if somebody is jeopardizing your safety, threatening you, your kid, don't be afraid to take measures to police enforcement. It's not like they see this all the time, and if anything, they can come in and mediate the situation. Nobody has to go to jail and all those things, and you're not a snitch. Like, don't be stupid out here. There's people that are losing their lives every day behind acts of rage or heated discussions. Like, no, don't be out there, don't be out here arguing in front of the kids. And you just can't do all that stuff, you guys, because that stuff really does affect a person when they're growing up and when they grow up. Their father not being in their life, or their mother not being in their life, all of it is trauma. But you want to do the best that you can to alleviate some of that trauma, and you just owe it to your kids to be present for them and to let them paint their own picture of what that other person is doing, you know. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I have to tell you guys? I know it's hard. It's very hard. It takes a lot of maturity. It takes a lot of you biting your tongue. Have somebody to vent to. Somebody that's not going to tell you to go and shoot his house up, or not those type of people. I mean, I know that sounds like some good advice at the time, and they probably deserve it, but we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We are classy, you know. We are boss women, or we're aspiring to be. And boss women don't go out here and catch charges. Boss women don't go out here and let somebody get the best of them. No, you hold your peace, you hold your composure, and you be polite. Even if they ignore you, even if the drop-offs are uncomfortable, it doesn't matter. That person is in their feelings, okay? You always remain pulled together. You always look your best, and you always remain pulled together. That is the best advice I can give you. Okay, so I'm going to get my car serviced, and I look forward to talking to you guys in the next video. If you have any topics that you want to talk about, let me know. I have been through some things, so let me know. I want to say thank you guys so much to the people that return to every last one of my videos, no matter if I've been gone or dealing with things. I really appreciate you guys, and I also appreciate my new subscribers. And yeah, y'all make sure you follow me on Instagram, and make sure you are subscribed to this channel, and you have to turn on your post notifications, or else you're not gonna know when I post. The algorithm is a little janky, as we know. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.